What up, what up, what up, Unbreakable Kicks Army, man. First and foremost, make sure y'all go and check out the SneakerCon Detroit video yesterday featuring myself and Lil Bro Z Sneakerhead. Army, I must say, man, number one, it felt great to get out the crib and give you guys some different type of content. Number two, it felt great to be out there with the Army, and the Army always show up and show out. And generally, at the end of my SneakerCon videos, I always leave like a heartfelt message. And I was just like, dang, I forgot to leave my message in the video yesterday. But again, man, shout out to everybody who showed up and showed out. I couldn't even get the full capacity of how much love and respect I got yesterday, Army. And I was just talking to my wife about that, just as far as how so many members of the Army call me a legend in sneaker culture or in the sneaker community, and how so many people call me the GOAT of this and that. And I don't even look at myself at that. But then my wife really started breaking down just the type of content that I brought to sneaker YouTube, as far as giving people more than a sneaker review, giving people shock drop information, giving people information on new releases that's about to drop out, and just how I try to help the sneaker YouTube culture as much as I can. And she really opened up my eyes to that. So for SneakerCon Chicago in June, I definitely want to do something different, and I want to really captivate how the Army really shows out and show up when it comes to just me being in public and seeing y'all at these events. So SneakerCon Chicago gonna definitely be a movie, Army. But for SneakerCon Chicago, I'm gonna need some new pieces to rock, man. I'm gonna need some new jewelry, and the only place that I'm gonna get my jewelry from is Shopgld. So this is the end of the month. You gotta go out with a bang. You gotta grab some fresh stuff. So check this out. Make sure y'all run over there to Shopgld, who is licensed, officially licensed at NBA, MLB, NFL, Marvel, and they also have some NCAA pendants for you guys as well. And Army, y'all know I wouldn't be bringing this to y'all if I wasn't trying to save y'all some bread. If you click my link in the description section below and use promo code Unbreakable, you will get 33% off all Shopgld items, from gold chains, from pendants, from earrings, to necklaces, to whatever they have on their, Army. You getting that 33% off your entire order. Now, what I love about Shopgld, Army, and of course your boy is rocking some Shopgld right now, is the fact that they have items in high price ranges. You can get a $3,000 chain, $2,000 solid gold chain, or if you want to be a little bit more reserved, they have gold plated items. You get silver, you get sterling silver, white gold, Army. They have everything that you are looking for. A one-stop shop for all of your jewelry and accessory needs. So again, click that link in the description section below. Use promo code Unbreakable to get that 33% off. And your favorite athlete and rappers are rocking Shopgld jewelry as well, Army. So click that link, and like always, make sure you thank me later. And again, Army, like always, the information is in the description section below. I had a couple members of the Army asking me about Shopgld, so I know some of y'all are actually taking heed to some of the information and some of the discounts that I have been providing. But now it's a new day, Army. I gotta do my May releases for 2023. I think I'm gonna drop that video sometime next week. I may do it tomorrow since it is the first of the month. So get up, get up, get up. But anyways, today's video, Army, I want to go ahead and dedicate this one to Tinker Hatfield. I got on Instagram this morning and saying that today was Tinker Hatfield's birthday. And while scrolling down, I seen that Nice Kicks actually did a, not necessarily a tribute, but they did a post, and it was showing Tinker Hatfield's 30 greatest footwear designs. And I was very intrigued in that, and I went to scroll and look through it, Army, but I said I can do a live reaction on this, so I can actually talk about the 30 shoes that Nice Kicks wind up picking for Tinker Hatfield for his birthday, Army. Now, I'm going to be 100 with y'all. I only seen the first one, which is number 30. But the other ones after that is all fresh, straight, raw footage going on the camera, y'all. So we about to check this out and actually see how it is. And the cool thing about this is that I know Tinker Hatfield got more than just Air Jordan. So I'm sure we're going to see some different sneakers up in there. And I'm honestly looking forward to seeing exactly which shoe is number one on this list. So I'm gonna call this the 30 greatest sneakers of all time, because most sneaker designers 9 out of 10, they probably would say that they got some kind of love or some kind of inspiration from Tinker Hatfield. So, number 30, we got the Air Jordan 28. Now, the first thing that come to my mind with the Air Jordan 28s is Dave Bautista, the WWE wrestler. I remember when he came back to the WWE for a little bit, he was rocking the Air Jordan 28s. I want to say he had like a blue pair, he had maybe a red and white pair, and like a fatigue pair that he was wearing too. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, anything after Retro 14 is not really my cup of tea. Like, I don't trip on like 17s and things like that, but as far as the vote, Retro 14 is it, and then I might have a 16, a 17, an 18, and then call it quits after that. But coming in at number 30, we got the Air Jordan 28. Number 29 on the list is the Nike Zoom Vapor 9 Tours. Now, I want to say they had a dope collab with that Roger guy. I remember when he had like a pair of fire red joints like this. He had a pair of white cements and a pair of black cements. And when them joints dropped years ago, mugs went crazy for those. Like, this had to be like 2015, 2016 when those joints had came out. And again, he put like a Retro 3 twist to them. Those joints went nuts. Number 28, they got the Nike Air Tech Challenge 3. And looking at this shoe, this looked like one of those vintage 90s sports looking sneakers that probably was on a basketball court or just like a regular sneaker that some people would actually wear. Number 27, we got the Nike Air Moab, and I feel like they did a recent like colorway blocking on another shoe for these right here. I feel like those recently dropped on like Sneakers app, but this got like a Nike trainer vibe to them. Again, I feel like a lot of the older Tinker shoes that we see higher up in the list, it was like a collab, or it was like another shoe that they actually put these colorways or some of these specs on some of like the recent shoes that we've seen as of late. Number 26, they got the Jordan T-Runner. Now, I remember the T-Runners. I feel like these came out a couple times. Like, going to the mall, like, these would be right over there by the Team Jordans, and then they'll be over there by kind of like the runner shoes as well. So, I didn't even know Tinker designed a lot of these. I just thought he had, like, the Air Maxes, some of the dope, you know, Air Jordan silhouettes, but I didn't really think that he got too involved with, like, the Jordan trainers or like the Jordan runners. Number 25, we got the Nike HTM2 Run Boot Low. Now, I've never seen these joints right here. Here is definitely outside of my league, Army, but they got these higher than the Air Jordan 28, so I'm assuming that these were prominent in like Nike training. Number 24, we got the Air Jordan 23s. Now, as far as older silhouettes go, the 23s don't look half bad. And we got a couple Air Jordan 23s that actually go for some bread, like the Titanium 23s, the Air Jordan 23 Trophy Rooms, and the 23s came in like special boxes, special packaging as well. And this was just a different Air Jordan, but these were still clean. Like, I can see these being worn on the court and off the court. If I'm not mistaken, this Air Jordan 23 was actually retailed for a pretty penny back in the day. And reading a little bit of what Nice Kick said, they said that this was like the first grown man Air Jordan. Even though they looked at the Retro 11 as like a grown man Air Jordan, the 23 was like the first one. And there's a lot of other dope specs that you guys can read about these as well. Number 23, you got the Nike Air Oscillate. I've never even seen these before, man. This is definitely on like that Nike trainer spectrum right here. I feel like for the most part, a lot of us gonna know, like, again, the Air Maxes, the Jordans, but when it comes to like these trainers and things like that, these joints are definitely foreign to your boy, but they got these at number 23. Number 22, we got the Nike Air Tech Trainer 2. Now, I've seen these on Sneakers app, but a lot of like these older basketball shoes, these vintage shoes, it's still not my stilo. But I want to say, like, in certain colorways, these joints be selling out on Sneakers app. I know it is some colorways that are more popular than others, but this one looked like another shoe that Jordan Brand kind of collabed. The Jordan Brand took a couple, you know, specs from as well. Like, you remember when we was getting like some of them Tinker inspired shoes? Like, we got the Tinker Alternate 7s, and then we got like the Air Jordan 3 Chlorophylls, and then we got another Air Jordan, I think the Air Jordan 8 Air Rays. Like, they were combining some of Tinker Hatfield Nike shoes with some of his Air Jordans and kind of made a collab like that. So I liked it what they was doing with that, but I just feel like some of the colorways wasn't the best. So again, at number 22, we got the Nike Air Tech Challenge 2. Number 21, we got the Air Jordan 20. Now, Army, it's funny because in my SneakerCon video yesterday, I was talking about the Air Jordan Fusions, and I remember having the Fusion 20s, the Air Force One bottom with the Air Jordan 20 upper, and I've never owned a pair of the Air Jordan 20s, but like the OG red and white ones definitely pop out to me. The Countdown Pack pair pop out to me as well, and it was maybe around like 20, man, what year was that, man? It had to have been at least like 10 years ago, Army, we last seen a retro of a pair of Air Jordan 20. So maybe Jordan Brand bring it back for the 20th anniversary of the Air Jordan 20s, but I don't think that they will do that well. That's why we don't see Jordan Brand retro in 20s, 21s, and 22s like that. But number 20, we got the Nike Zoom, is it Talaria? That's number 20. Again, it got to be one of these trainers. It's one of many Tinker designs blessed with the ever popular Nike phone number ads. The Zoom Talaria, Army, y'all gotta help me with this one, was born after the creation of the Tinsel Air, better known as the Zoom Air, in 1995. Technology with bottom-loaded Zoom Air and flex grooves in the footwear. So I'm assuming that this one is at least number 20 because of the new technology that they wind up using in these shoes. Now, y'all already know, man, when it comes to comfort for a shoe, that's number one for most people, unless you're a Jordan head, because to be honest, out of the 14 OGs that I really like, honestly, like 4 pairs are really comfortable. Like, let's be for real. Moving on to number 19, we got the Nike Air Flight Huarache. The Army, it's so dope that in this article with Nice Kicks, they really breaking down like some of the popular moments with some of these sneakers like that as well. So again, y'all can go on nicekicks.com if y'all really want to break down the history of these joints. But I can get jiggy with a pair of Nike Air Flight Huaraches. Like, I personally would prefer the lower tops in the Huaraches, but we at least get into some shoes that I actually know that's other than a pair of Air Jordan. So Army, as of right now on this list, I'm cool on all of them. I'm cool on all, but let me know some of the ones that you have either bought or some of the ones that you have currently in your collection right now. Let's go to number 18. We got the Nike Air Safaris. Now, Army, I thought that these were the Air Max 1s. So these came out before the Air Max 1s. This is my first time ever seeing this shoe right here. Now I understand when I see the Nike Air Max 1s or the Nike Air Max 1 Safaris. I mean, it looked just like it. The only thing different is these joints don't got that air bubble. And again, I ain't an Air Max guy, so if it is other differences, Army, don't hurt your boy. But it's so crazy that we still see Nike using like this Nike Air Safari print. We've seen it on Jordans, and of course, like I said, we've seen it on some Air Maxes as well. Let's go to number 17. We got the Nike Air Huarache trainers. So we have the Huaraches at number 19, and now we got the Huarache trainers at number 17. As the cross-training counterpart to the Huarache concept, running and basketball models didn't veer too much from the idea, as the neoprene sleeve tongue still provide conforming comfort for foot shaping of all sizes. So I'm assuming that the Heat Air Jordans is going to be like at the bottom of this list, Army, because like if we at number 17 now, there's definitely going to be a lot of the retros that's not making it on this list. Number 16, we got the Air Jordan 14. Inspiration drafted from none other than a Ferrari. So yeah, for those who don't know, the Air Jordan 14 was modeled after the Ferrari sports car. Says the collar logo took cues from the iconic Ferrari shield, additional wordmark and typeface inspiration throughout. Of course, worn during MJ's final game and historic last shot at Chicago Bulls. At y'all, number 15, we got the Nike Air 180. It said Michael Jordan didn't always exclusively wear Jordans. There were times when he wore other Nike designs, most of which were designed by the man who turned 65 today. MJ even sometimes sat his feet in runners, as in the case with the Nike Air 180. Moving on to 14, and I'm honestly surprised the Air Jordan 13 is so high still up on this list. Designing 10 signature shoes for his Air, you would have thought Hatfield would have exhausted all of his most personal stories and details connected to Michael. In fact, the Air Jordan 13 is perhaps the most personal of them all, leaning on MJ's guarded nickname used by only his closest associates, the Black Cat. That mimicked the paw of a panther. The shoe also innovated in both materials and construction, like the 3M mesh upper, the suede wrap midsole, and the hologram logo icon along the heel. Army 13s is still that shoe, man. They don't get as much love as they used to, but the 13s is where it's at. Next up, for number 13, we got the Air Jordan 12. Following up the instant classic Air Jordan 11 was no small task. And while many expected the brand to continue on with the similar look of style, that was the last thing on Tinker Hatfield's mind. He often talked about zigging while others zagged. So the 12 featured a rich full-grain leather upper with bold overlays that made for an unmistakable court block. Michael's 72-10 season just before it and another championship ring added to his legacy. The 12 held back no punches, declaring quality inspired by the greatest player ever, along with the heel tab. Yes, sir. Moving on to number 12, we got the Nike Air Raid, and I mentioned those early in the video as well, Army. Tinker created these in 1992. For battleground, barbershop sold, mixtapes, or even EBCs, street ball was born to boom commercially thanks to movies like White Man Can't Jump and Above the Rim. It said the Nike Air Raid was made just for the asphalt. The Nike Air Raid is appreciated on playgrounds of US and in Paris, and even in this article it said that the Air Raids was looked down upon if you wore them inside on the court because it left so many marks on the court. That's crazy. Next up at number 11, we got the Air Jordan 5. It says, drawing literally and figuratively from a World War II Mustang fighter plane, the Air Jordan 5 will propel and equip Michael Jordan in sky-high battle against the Detroit Pistons. The Shark 2 midsole was a nod to the muse. Branding genius like the 3M tongue would literally illuminate the Jumpman logo as Getty image photographer snapped the goat. The introduction of an ice blue bottom will have traction in both a technical and aesthetic sense. Number 10. Alright, Army, now we get it down to the last 10. The Air Jordan 6. One of my top 5 greatest Jordans of all time. And while they were talking about the Air Jordan 6, Army, they were basically just talking about how the Air Jordan 6 was so popular and even like pop culture, from like Kadeem off of Different World to the shoes being in commercials, all kind of things. So first and foremost, that's one of the best shoes because Mike won his first ring. And number 9, we got the Nike Air Trainer SC3, aka the Trainer SC. Again, this is definitely one that I've seen on Sneakers app, especially like the Bo Jacksons. I know my boy Mike Rich, that boy love him some Bo Jacksons, bro. And again, definitely not a shoe that I'm actually interested in, but I know that this is one of those popular sneakers, and of course Tinker Hatfield was the one who designed this shoe right here. And even though, again, Army, I've said it like I'm a Jordan guy, I know that this shoe is very popular within the sneaker culture. So, Army, at number 9, again, we got the Nike Air Trainer SC3. And again, let me know in the comment section below all of the sneakers from this list that you currently own. Number 8, we got the Air Max 90 at number 8. Now, it gotta be some fire Jordans down here, man, if the Air Max 90 is number 8. I honestly thought that was gonna be like top 5. It said originally dubbed the Nike Air Max 3, Tinker Hatfield had one of the biggest non-Jordan commercial success with the Air Max 90. Multiple retro releases of the shoe have followed since its inception more than 25 years ago, and its OG infrared color has become synonymous with the sneaker culture. The build was slightly higher than the Air Max 1, and the Air unit was a bit more exaggerated. And I know Air Max heads go crazy for the Air Max 90s and the Air Max 1s. Number 7, we got the Nike Air Huarache. These the low top joints, man. These the ones that I said that I would pick over the high joints and like the trainers. If you think sneaker inspired by a water ski boot, wow, these were a water ski boot. In the article is saying that these were inspired by a water ski boot. I never knew that. Tinker Hatfield was very creative with the design of shoes, like a water ski boot and build one of the most popular sneakers off of a water ski boot. Like, half the people who wear this shoe has never water skied. I'm sure I'm one of them. I worn a pair of Huaraches a long time ago. I don't even remember the colorway, Army, but I do know that them joints was comfortable. But number 7, we got the Nike Air Huaraches. Number 6, we got the Air Jordan 4. With its triangular and rubberized supporting wing, wrapping midsole, and a unique mesh wrap tongue and a quarter panel, as is often the case with a great Tinker design, the Air Jordan 4 featured a striking look without any reliance on branding. The shoe stood out on the court then, still stands out off of it all of these years later, namely in both its white and black base takes with cement gray accents, Army. Of course, you know the Air Jordan 4 was definitely going to be in the top 10. Number 5, we got the Nike Air Trainer 1s. Now, Army, this is where it gets a little bit confusing, bro. Like, I feel like we done seen these joints already. Like, how many Nike Air Trainers we got? I think we up to like 3 of them joints right now. And reading some of this from the article, it was saying that this shoe was made because he didn't want to go training in basketball shoes. So this is why Tinker Hatfield wound up creating a Nike trainer. And this was the first one that he created. So that's why it's at number 5 on this iconic list. Number 4, we got the Nike Mags at number 4. I'm surprised these ain't like number 2, bro. This is the most expensive sneaker that's going to be on this list, and probably the most recognizable on this list from even non-sneakerheads. Like, if you've seen the movie Back to the Future, I feel like more people will recognize this over a pair of Air Jordan 1s. Believe it or not, y'all. Believe it or not, I probably would say that, like, even people who've never seen Michael Jordan play, which is probably like 2% of this world, Army, but mugs know what the Air Mags are, man. And I want to say these are in the upper $30,000 to $50,000 for the Auto Lace joints, the most recent release. Crazy, crazy, crazy prices. The 3 on the list, we got the Nike Air Max 1. Tinker Hatfield's first connection to Nike came while in college when he ran track at Oregon. Track coach and Nike co-founder Bill Borrowman. Tinker studied at the University of Oregon, earning a degree in architecture. I didn't know that. Tinker joined Nike in 1981. Okay. By 1985, Tinker started designing footwear while he took inspiration from buildings. It say inspired by the, man, yo, Pompidou Center in Paris. Tinker wanted to put the technology from the inside of the shoe on display for all of us to see. Nike had air cushioning since 1979, but it wasn't until 1987 with the Nike Air Max 1, it was on display for all of us to see. That's dope right there, man. No wonder people go crazy for the Nike Air Max 1, man. Like, that's a part of history right there. Number 2. All right, now, Army. We got number 2 right here. First and foremost, for those who saying, where's the Jordan 1? Where's the Jordan 2? Tinker Hatfield didn't create them joints. All right? But, number 2, we got the Air Jordan 11. So, since these are at number 2, my heart is telling me what number 1 is, and I 100% agree. Before I even see it, I 100% agree. There are some shoes that are seriously no need introduction, and if there was any Air Jordan that fit that label, it would be the Air Jordan 11. Like, yeah. These, I always say it. I say Air Jordan 1 put Michael Jordan sneakers on the map. Air Jordan 3 revolutionized the Air Jordan brand, and Retro 11 just took it to like another stratosphere, bro. That's honestly how I look at it. I mean, what more can we say about this shoe? One, we know this shoe was designed to be worn with suits. That's why he put the hits of patent leather on it. It said, while many Air Jordans have crossed over from the feet of MJ and the sport of basketball to street and pop culture, none did it quite like the Air Jordan 11s. There is a reason that MJ Jordan brand saves the best for last and finishes out the fourth quarter on top with the Air Jordan 11 releases. We already know how iconic the Air Jordan 11 is, but number 1, before I even look at an Army, it gotta be the Air Jordan 3. The first shoe that Tinker Hatfield designed for Jordan brand, the shoe that Tinker Hatfield put on the map for Jordan brand, and number 1 is the Air Jordan 3, and that's why I say it's the most iconic. It's the best Air Jordan of all time. What makes a shoe a classic? Is it the design, the technology, the impact it has on culture, or what was accomplished in those shoes? Mark all of those above, and then you got the Air Jordan 3. Years and 2 Air Jordans into his contract, MJ wasn't exactly happy. There was talk of him leaving the swoosh to join Team Adidas, and even failed attempt by Peter Moore, designer of the Air Jordan 1, turned Adidas exec to pull him away from Nike as well. It was at this time that Nike called in the difference maker, the game changer, the legendary designer, Tinker Hatfield. New approach to the design came in many ways to the Air Jordan 3. It started with the first ever mid-cut basketball shoe. No longer did Nike need to produce a high and low top shoe for the Air Jordan franchise. They were just one. Another distinguishing look about the Air Jordan 3 was Tinker's call out to the Air cushioning in the Air Jordan with the exposed heel unit. One of the most unique design elements to the Air Jordan 3 came